So, good morning. I'm Damon Johansson with HR Mango. We've been working now with Honeyville for over a year. We would love to come in and give you guys an opportunity to talk about the organization, to first do some introductions.
Yeah, great. I'm David Brown. I'm the CEO of Honeyville. I've been here for a little over 2 years. I originally came in as the head of sales and marketing, and then I've been in this role just a little over a year now.
Oh, very exciting. Thank you, David.
And I'm Johnny Ferry. I am our VP of Business Development. I started with Honeyville out of our California facility out of college, and that was about 23 years ago. And I started with the operational side of things and scheduling, got to meet with customers, and that's where I found more of what I love to do and had opportunities to grow with that. And today I oversee anything that deals with new developments, new products, and innovations that go forward with the company.
Very nice.
Yeah.
And from what I understand, still family owned, family run. And Johnny, you've got some family background. Tell us a little bit about the company.
Yeah, so if you go all the way back, the company was founded by Lowell Sherritt. This is Lowell Sherritt Sr.
Yeah.
Lowell was a food salesman in Southern California, and he was well loved in the community, just a very innovative and outgoing guy. And one of the opportunities that really came for him was at the start of World War II, families of Japanese descent were being put into internment camps. And as an alternative program of rather than going into these camps, Lowell was asked to be a sponsor to families where if they had a sponsor, they could move inland in designated areas and live a more normal life. It wasn't a great situation, but it was a better situation than what they would have been in. And so Lowell literally got in the truck and moved several hundred of these families and helped them to move into these designated areas. And that included states like Colorado, Utah, and Idaho. And
Sold his house, moved his 3 kids as well, right? So it wasn't just him.
So he was committed.
Uprooting his whole life.
yeah, and it really set the foundation of what the company is about, how we serve in the community in addition to producing the products that we do. As on one of these trips, as he continued to see opportunity, he came across a mill, an old mill in a little town called Honeyville, Utah. And that's where he approached the owner and eventually purchased the mill. And that's where the namesake comes from. And that actually sits here today. We're at our corporate headquarters here in Ogden, Utah. That milling operation is about 30 minutes north of here. We have the original site. We've upgraded that mill since that time, and we work with a variety of customers, but that becomes our foundation of who we are. I
Is
think
the original building still in use?
it is. Yeah, we
Oh,
still have.
very cool.
We still have some of the silos, some of the operations are still in use of that site. That's a big part of who Honeyville is. That's always been a good thing for Honeyville.
The gentleman after Lowell Sherritt Jr., his son, took over the company and ran until he passed away, 5 years ago or so? No, that was his legacy too. And I never met him, but I understand from talking to Johnny and other people who were here that he used to look out in the parking lot and he would say, look at all those cars out there. Those all represent people and families that are part of us that we need to take care of. So for us at Honeyville, it's one of our values, but it's all about people.
Lowell originally hired me back in the day, and he always
Senior or junior?
This is junior.
Okay.
He always made it a point that one of the first things he did was walk right out onto those production lines, and he would walk and chat and talk with each of the individual employees, and making sure that they were a part of what we are. And that always impressed me. That was something that he instilled in the culture, that we knew people by name and what they did and how important they were to the company.
And do you have leaders today that still do that still go out and socialize and visit with all aspects of the organization?
They better.
All right.
Absolutely, that's part of who we have to be. One of our biggest challenges is that we're located in the West.
Yeah.
Majority of food manufacturing happens east, and so
Or internationally, even.
Exactly.
You guys buy internationally.
so we have to be better. We have to have a better product. We have to have better service. We have to be able to compete against something that is already stacked against us, and that is the geography of where we are located.
But other than good workers here.
Yeah. And so taking that into consideration, that's really what we have to instill. We have to be able to find a way to get to be different and to be better.
And I think that's what customers have told us. When I got here a couple of years ago, Johnny and I worked closely together with a lot of our major, branded customers, retailers, and a lot of them said, well, look, we like you guys, but you guys are all the way out in Utah or California. and
Yeah.
you're far away from us, and freight's a lot more money. But in the end, over the last few years, I think we've narrowed that gap a lot. Freight's still a cost concern for them, but they like dealing with Honeyville because we always find a way to say yes, right? We were just with a customer 10 minutes ago, and the customer said, look, we love 2 of your people. We love them. They find a way to say yes. They're pleasant on the phone, right? So that's what we need to make our specialize in people and be different that way, right? And make our mark with customers that way.
Well, and even on the recruiting side, you guys are really good at considering talent. Utah has good talent. There's really good workers here. But you guys have been really good at considering specialized talent because your market is unique, to your point. Specialized talent from anywhere and bringing the right people in to put the product together, to get the product out, to deliver the product.
And Utah's a draw too, right? So Utah's, we just come back to the state, Utah's a draw. People love the outdoors. They love the mountains. They get here and, so bringing good people and adding to our community, love it.
One of the questions that we get all the time is what does Honeyville make? What is Honeyville? What are you as a company? And
right, you don't harvest bees. You don't harvest, you don't have variety of honeys.
No. But who we are is we're literally 2 or 3 companies under one roof in food manufacturing. So at the core, we're a milling company. We mill our own grains, we process our own grains, and that's one foundational piece of who we are. Secondly, we're a distribution company. So we'll take product that other people will actually manufacture, we'll bring it to our facility, and then we'll deliver it out on an as-needed basis to our customers locally. And that can be local bakeries, local cereal manufacturers, bar and health food manufacturers. And so on a daily basis, we're delivering ingredients and materials to them. And then finally, we're also a consumer packaged goods company. So we are producing small goods that you'll find on every retailer in the U.S. And that's for both large brands and mid-sized brands. And so if you think about taking all 3 of those as a business unit and trying to merge that all together into one, that's what makes Honeyville unique.
Yeah, so not only do you have a pretty diversified production process or organizational process at delivering, and it sounds like, let me divert for just a second, not only do you design products to sell, or do the clients ask you to design something and then you deliver it for what's requested? Do you do both? So some of your own products you design and push out?
Yeah, and the answer is yes.
So not only do you have a great organizational structure, but it sounds like from the history, you're coming back, people matter. The team members matter. You still have from the sounds of it, a really strong focus on the working with the right people.
Yeah. For us, whenever we've accomplished good things, it's not because Johnny did it or I did it. It's because we had a team of people who were all in and focused and, the right people in that space.
Well, we are very excited organizationally to be working with you guys. We have really all the people that we've hired for you in the last little while. Every single one of them says they have loved working here and have loved working with your teams and your products. Like I find with a lot of companies, you have to be able to work there and get a good satisfaction level, personal satisfaction, right? You have to enjoy the products you work on. You have to enjoy the companies that you partner with. And you guys have some pretty healthy, pretty impactful products that they can get behind as a person, which has been pretty cool.
One thing when you talk about that, I was thinking about the environment and then actually the facilities that we have that our employees are able to work within. This is a brand new facility here in the Ogden
And it's a very nice one.
Yeah.
I like the silo entryway.
Yeah. As we built that out, the idea wasn't just about the aesthetics of it, but it was really about the employee experience, making sure that if it was a need to be able to have a private conversation or to have an open conversation, we have those facilities to help in that kind of environment.
So that's what matters most, is people feel comfortable when they come. All the people we've hired for you in the last year, very comfortable. They've been well received. They feel valued. They seem to all have a voice in their department or at the table, and all of that matters.
I mean, empowerment's a big deal, right? It's a cliche that you don't want to empower your people, but for us, I used to live overseas for several years, and I used to go into a bank, and the bank had a very triangular shape. So you had all the tellers up here, and everything always went to the guy in the back, and he was the president of the bank. And so it was just like every individual transaction, you could watch the paperwork flow backwards and come back up. I think a lot of companies work like that, but it's super inefficient, and it doesn't make people value what they do. and to value what they do. We want to empower them and put the decision making at the lowest possible level too. So that's getting the right people on the bus, and that allows you to do that. I think that's huge for us.
Another important side of the employee experience is the safety of the facility.
Yeah.
The making sure that every employee, as they enter the building, feels confident and comfortable in the work environment that they're in, and
that they go home the same way they got here.
That's right.
On 2 feet, 2 hands, back to their loved ones.
Yeah. The other part was transparency. So, for us, I can't remember. I've asked so many people, when you interview a company, have you ever asked them, how are you doing, and what's the challenges, or what? So we're transparent with our employees. Every week we work on the sales side and we project what the month's going to look like. And at the end of the month, we go with all the employees and we go through the financials and say, look, we either made it, we missed it, here's why we missed it, here's what we can do. So everybody knows where we stand at all times. And I think that's probably unique to a lot of, in the industry we're in today.
Yeah, that is.
Many times you'll find that as different departments work with each other, that it's not an email send, a text send. It's very much a personal interaction where I'll get up, go talk to them, work through whatever it is we need to, and find a solution on a one-on-one basis. That's really important.
And that's where I think customers, again, we all have our issues. We all make mistakes and have our problems. But, for the most part, customers like to do business with us. Yep. We have the processes, we have some of the systems, but we're also very human focused, both internally and externally. So they like to call Johnny. They like to call one of our customer service reps because you get that human interaction that I think is missing in a lot of business today. And that's why they like dealing with us, because of the people.
Well, and that is why we like dealing with you. We have had a great experience dealing with you guys. So I thank you both for your time today. And we are excited for more opportunities in the future and to find better talent to help build your team.
Great.
Love it.
Thanks.